Hi dear friends and subscribers, welcome to the Cricket Happening Show today. This on Sunday, the 12th of January 2014. Well, in this Cricket Happening Show, we are going to talk about two victories. One victory, which was Sri Lanka, as I said yesterday, the rain was a sort of a problem. Whether it would be rain would play a spoil sport, but for Sri Lanka, well, the rain stayed away. Not only that, Sri Lanka did pretty good work in the morning by wrapping up the Pakistan innings pretty quickly, and that enabled them to win this match by 9 wickets. So that was Sri Lanka's win. So Sri Lanka have taken a lead in the 3-match series with a 1-0 victory. With a 9-wicket victory here in Dubai against Pakistan. And as far as the first one-day international between Australia and England were concerned, which was played at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, well, Australian openers, as I said yesterday in my preview, that David Warner and Aaron Finch form a very swashbuckling opening pair. Well, they didn't do anything of a swashbuckling pair. They survived, I would say, because there were a lot of decisions which were there, in the sense it was not a, what they did is they put up a very big partnership. In fact, they put up a record partnership of 163 runs for the first wicket. But let me tell you, I wouldn't really call this partnership a very convincing. A lot of catches were dropped, a lot of misfields, a lot of decisions going against, a lot of things happening, and I would say it was not a very convincing partnership. But in the end, it didn't really matter, because England were kept to 269 for 7, and Australia went on to win the match by 4 wickets. So once again, Australia continued to have the stranglehold on England even in the one-day internationals here. Now let's first talk about the match. What I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly wrap up the Sri Lanka versus Pakistan match on day 5, and then probably spend more time towards the Australia-England first one-day international. Well, Pakistan resuming their overnight total with, as I said, they were 107 runs ahead. They were 330, but today it was pretty quick work by the Sri Lankan seamers as they hit some good lengths, and they got the Sri Lankan tail really wagging as what they did. In fact, play started off with the doubts about rain. The lights were switched on at the Dubai Cricket Ground, and play continued with Sarfraz Ahmed and Saeed Ajmal at the crease. But after that, it all started with the first wicket to go was Sarfraz Ahmed, who couldn't carry on like yesterday, as Lakmal got a ball which got the ball to reverse swing. Actually, it was pitched outside the off stump, and it went on to shatter the stumps of Sarfraz Ahmed. Was gone for 74 with 7 fours, and after that it was the turn of Rahat Ali to go, but there was a brief partnership. It wouldn't call because Saeed Ajmal was there, was staying at the crease, but Rahat Ali was a victim as Lakmal went in and picked up the wicket of Rahat Ali as he was caught by Prasanna Jayawardene for 8, so that was 354 for 9. And Saeed Ajmal, after making 21 runs with the 1 boundary, was castled by Lakmal for 21 with a Yorker, and that was all over. Junaid Khan remained not out on 2, and Sri Lanka, they did pretty quick work there in the morning session to wrap up this Pakistan innings for 359, and thus set themselves a target. Well, Sri Lanka were given a target of 137 to actually win the match, and they did it in pretty good style. But looking at the bowling figures, Suranga Lakmal returned splendid bowling analysis. His test career best figures of 28.3 overs, 4 maidens, 78 runs and 4 wickets, bowled excellently. Nuwan Pradeep 19 overs, 3 maidens, 50 runs and 2 wickets. Rangana headed 48 overs, 10 maidens, 132 runs and 2 wickets. Shaminda Ranga 36 overs, 9 maidens, 74 runs and 2 wickets. And well, looking at Sri Lanka, for Sri Lanka it was, even though they wrapped up the Pakistan innings, it was pretty cloudy there in Dubai in the morning, and the morning session would have definitely put some doubts into Sri Lanka's mind. But Sri Lanka, well, they started off, they didn't start off in any hurry, even though there was a threat of rain. They decided to bide their time. Both the openers, Karuna Ratne and J.K. Silva, what they did, Kaushal Silva, what they did is they chiseled together a very good opening partnership of 124 runs for the first wicket to really set the tone for the Sri Lankan win there. But as I said, they were not in any hurry. They were just biding their time at the crease. As far as Kaushal Silva was concerned, well, he was really showing some dull defense. And whenever I talk about Kaushal Silva, the one person that I remember is the exterior opening batsman, the opening pair, the dashing opening pair of Sanat Jayasuriya, who is now the cricket chairman of selectors in Sri Lanka, and Romesh Kalvitharana, who formed a very punishing opening pair, and they were the ones who actually set the trend of hitting the ball over the top, and Jayasuriya was the one who took the cue there. But Sanat Jayasuriya and Romesh Kalvitharana were a very successful opening pair, but Romesh Kalvitharana was a very dashing opening batsman. But as far as Kaushal Silva is concerned, he is also having a similar build as Romesh Kalvitharana. But the only thing that I see in Kaushal Silva is that Kaushal Silva is more compact, is more of a test batsman. Romesh Kalvitharana was a one-day batsman. Just wanted to share that with you, dear fans and subscribers, whoever have not heard about Romesh Kalvitharana. But Kaushal Silva, let me tell you, the more and more one sees of him, he's looking to be pretty impressive. And today too, that's what he did. He blocked the balls well. He left the balls very well outside the off stump, and what was very good to see was his use of the feet against Saeed Ajmal, the right arm off spinner, to really blunt him, and also play some beautiful shots when he actually started going over the top of the bowling of Ajmal. And Kaushal Silva, according to me, is looking a very mature batsman, and this is he scored his maiden 50 in the first innings, and now here he got one more 50 under his belt. And Karunaratne also went on. In fact, the good thing for Sri Lanka was that Karunaratne also showed. I mean, he has got some good starts, but he has not gone on to actually get a big knock. But today he definitely did. He was a part of the victory with an unbeaten 62 with 8 boundaries, which was very nicely done. He was driving down the ground very well. He was cutting and pulling well, and Karunaratne finishing not out of 62. The only reward that Pakistan got was they dismissed Kaushal Silva, was LBW bowled Saeed Ajmal for 58 with 5 boundaries. Karunaratne was not out on 62 with 8 fours, and Kumar Sangakkara was not out on 9, and it was all done. The match was all done with Sri Lanka romping home by 9 wickets. And Mohammad Hafiz, who started the bowling operations with Junaid Khan, pretty surprisingly according to me, 8 overs 3 minutes, none for 22. Junaid Khan 10 overs 2 minutes, none for 34. Rahat Ali 11 overs 1 minute, none for 29. And Saeed Ajmal got the wicket of Kaushal Silva, 17.2 overs 5 minutes, 45 runs and 1 wicket. And Sri Lanka lead the 3-match series 1-0 with Mahela Jayawardene for his wonderful century, named man of the match. I thought Pakistan lost the day on the first day itself when their innings totally collapsed, when they were all out for 165, and that was the time I thought that Pakistan definitely lost the match. Because on that particular pitch, on a true pitch where it was very good for batting, I thought the Pakistani batsmen definitely floundered in the first innings, and that's what really brought them their doom in this second test match here in Dubai. So Pakistan now have one more chance, that would be in Sharjah. When the third test match is played, that they can go ahead and try to square the series. So that's an opportunity. But for Sri Lanka, it's a marvelous victory for them. So congratulations to Sri Lanka. Well, let's now head on from here on to the first one-day international of the series, the Carlton Bank series between Australia and England. The first one-day international was played at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Well, what England did is England decided to actually go with not to go with the frontline spinner. Instead, decided to use Joe Root, but they didn't use him much. They decided to drop Treadwell. Well, it all started at the MCG with England actually winning the toss and electing to bat. Well, after electing to bat, they didn't have a good start. Alistair Cook, the captain of the team, once again struggled, even though it was. And one good thing that happened for Australia was that Clint McKay, as I said yesterday, he was not even in favour of the selectors as far as the Big Bash League was concerned, because he was even dropped for his team, the Melbourne Stars. But he was the one who actually struck the breakthrough, as he got Alistair Cook to nick one outside the off stump, had it behind the stumps, took the catch, and he was gone. Caught hand and bowled McKay for 4 of just 4 deliveries with 1 4. And after that, it was once again McKay coming in and definitely really plunging Joe Root to his depths, because Joe Root was really struggling to get the ball off the square, and Mackay came in and struck gold here by actually picking up the wicket of Joe Root, who was LBW ball Mackay for 3, and Mackay would have been pretty happy with that effort, because as I said, he has not been in favour of the selectors even for the Melbourne Stars team in the Big Bash League, and here he is coming and picking up the wicket of Joe Root, which made the score 22 for 2. After that, it was Ian Bell along with Alistair Cook. Ian Bell played some very good strokes. In fact, he went after Doherty, hit him for a 4. He also hit him for a 6. But in fact, Shane Watson was hit for a beautiful 6 by Ian Bell, and he also hit him for a boundary. And Ian Bell and Gary Balance were in the middle. Ian Bell, he was looking good. Both of them were slowly trying to really push things along, and they're taking the score to 62 in the 18th over. And Ian Bell, that was the time Ian Bell fell, as he actually tried to slog a ball from Doherty. Actually played across the line from Doherty, and the ball went on to hit the stumps. And Ian Bell was gone. Bowled Doherty for 41 or 56 balls, with 2 4s and 1 6, which made the score 62 for 3. In walked in Owen Morgan to join Gary Balance, and both of them. Then Gary Balance was pretty sedate. He knew the importance of the situation where England were really struggling at that particular stage at 62 for 3. So he decided to really stay at the crease and just wait for the loose ball to dispatch them to the fence. But all in all, he was doing a good job staying at the wicket, picking singles, and also hitting at the best opportunity that he got there. But he got a good partner in Owen Morgan, who also decided to gave a good support to Gary Balance, and both of them really started resurrecting things for England by taking the partnership on to 145 in the 32nd over. Slowly, Ian Morgan and Gary Balance, once the partnership started, initially they were a bit slow, but once things started going in favour of them, they felt that the partnership was blossoming. That was the time they took their chances. And Ian Morgan, after making 50, was out, as Glenn Maxwell actually tempted him with a ball outside the off stump, where Morgan wanted to go over the top, but only ended in actually giving a catch to the mid-off area when Nathan Coulter-Nile picked up a good catch. So he was gone after making 50 of 47 balls with 5 4s and 1 6. The score read 145 for 4, and Ravi Bopara walked in to join Gary Balance. Well, Gary Balance, as I said, he was playing very well, and things were going on pretty well at that stage. They were once again, Bopara and Gary Balance were just trying to build something, but that was the time Nathan Coulter-Nile struck by having Bopara's wicket caught behind for 17 of 21 balls with 1 4, which made it 173 for 5. Ben Stokes came in and joined Gary Balance at that stage, and Ben Stokes, he decided to have a swish at the bowling of Faulkner, but I saw that his stumps were rearranged there, and he was gone. Bowled Faulkner for 21 of 20 balls with 2 4s, and England were 206 for 6, even after that resurrection done by Morgan and Gary Balance. Once again, the England innings was really struggling at 206 for 6 in the 43rd over, and then finally Gary Balance, in quest of going for some big hits, perished there. He was caught by Doherty of the bowling of Mackay for the highest score, and his maiden 50 in one-day internationals of 79 of 96 balls with 6 4s. He was looking pretty impressive. And after that, it was left to Josh Butler to come in and play some innovative strokes and get on to an unbeaten 34 of 24 balls with 1 4 and 1 6. Tim Benson was not out on 16 of 9 balls with 1 4 and 1 6, and England at least finished on a respectable score of 269 for 7 of their 50 overs. As far as the bowling was concerned, Clint Mackay would be pretty happy with this effort. He had returns of 10 overs, no maiden, 44 runs and 3 wickets after being kept out of the Melbourne Stars team in the Big Bash League. So that will do him lots of confidence as far as his bowling is concerned. Nathan Coulter-Nile, 10 overs, no maiden, 1 for 51. Maxwell bowled 8 overs for 40 runs with 1 wicket to his name. Doherty wheeled his arm over for 7 overs, giving away 29 runs and taking a wicket. Faulkner was the costliest of all, leaking 68 runs and taking a wicket, and Shane Watson also was a pretty costly, 5 overs costing him 36 runs. As far as Australia were concerned, with a score of 265. They had to actually go at a clip of 5.38 runs per over. And as I said, this is a swashbuckling opening pair. Aaron Finch and David Warner walked in to take strike. Well, as far as Aaron Finch and David Warner were concerned, they were living a bit dangerously. There were a lot of catches dropped. I thought the English fielding was something to be really concerned about. But both went on into their business in the sense they took advantage of all those missed chances. Some reviews going begging. And it was splendid stuff in the sense, I wouldn't say it was a convincing partnership, but in the end it was a record partnership. In fact, they were the ones who actually set the platform there by putting on 163 runs for the first wicket in 27.5 overs, with Aaron Finch really muscling the ball along, playing some good effortless strokes. He was driving down the ground very well, and if you look at this Aaron Finch innings, there was not a single six being hit by Aaron Finch. And Aaron Finch really went on with his work in a very methodical manner. David Warner also did the same. In fact, they were not a bit. I mean, wouldn't say that there was a lot of swashbuckling stuff coming in. As I said, it was not a very convincing partnership, but in the end, it really didn't matter because they went on to chisel together a partnership of 163 runs for the first wicket, and that proved to be a record as far as Australia and England one-day internationals were concerned for the opening wicket. So that went on, and there was a bit of a controversy as David Warner on 22 was caught by Josh Butler, and of the bowling, I think it was of I'm trying to say, I think it was Doherty. I'm sorry, probably Joe Root. I don't really remember, but whatever it is, it was actually Josh Butler. David Warner took the word from Josh Butler and walked away towards the boundary, and then he was recalled back, and David Warner actually patted Josh Butler on the back for actually helping him. And there was I don't want to get into those details right now because I just want to wrap up my report. So Finch and Warner then, as I said, they put 163 runs for the first wicket, and finally David Warner, after making 65, was a victim of the bowling of Root for 65 of 72 balls with 5 fours and 1 6. Aaron Finch carried on. Shane Watson was out for a blob. Yes, one thing that I would like to say here about Chris Jordan, who actually dismissed Shane Watson, clean bowled for a duck of just 2 deliveries. Chris Jordan, according to me, was a luckless bowler. He bowled with lots of pace, and he was also pretty luckless. He was dropped. I mean, he could have got probably both the batsmen, but his luck didn't go his way. It was pretty luckless, but his figures were 10 overs, no maiden, 1 for 50, but he was still impressive. So, and with the same score of 163 was the opening partnership. At 165, Shane Watson fell, and Australia were 165 for 2. After that, Aaron Finch was there in the middle. As I said, he was driving along superbly, and he went on in his merry way and went on to his third one-day international century, making 121 runs of 128 balls, and no sixes. That was a bit surprising, and of 128 deliveries. So, but Finch finally fell, caught by balance with the bowling of Stokes. The 237 for 3. It was all over. As I said, this partnership had really set things for Australia. Michael Clarke contributed 43 of 42 balls with 6 fours, and in the end, George Bailey and Maxwell took them to the victory target, with Bailey remaining unbeaten on 17 of 18 balls with 1 4. Glenn Maxwell was not out on 8 of 12 balls, and Australia had won the first one-day international of the series, of the 5-match series here at the MCG, by 6 wickets. With the bowling figures, as far as the bowling figures were, by taking a 1-0 lead in this 5-match series. As far as the bowling was concerned, Lankan once again not impressive. It was none for 53. Chris Jordan, pretty luckless bowler, I would say. 10 overs, no maiden, 1 for 50. Bresnan, 9.4 overs, no maiden, 1 for 56. Stokes bowled 10 overs, was costly. 64 runs out of it with a wicket to his name. Bopara bowled 6 overs for 30. Joe Root, 2 overs, no maiden, 1 for 11. There was no frontline spinner. They decided to drop James Treadwell. And Aaron Finch, for his third one-day international century, was named man of the match. Well, dear fans and subscribers, that brings about an end to this Cricket Happening show this on a Sunday on 12th of January 2014. Now, as far as tomorrow is concerned, well, I have to see like what cricket is in store. Right now I wouldn't know, but yes, you would definitely be seeing me on this next Cricket Happening show. Again, Lots of encouragement coming in, lots of comments coming in. Really keep it going. It really runs my cricket show. And well, I have just absolutely no words to really thank you all, dear friends and subscribers of Cricket Happenings. It really runs my cricket show. Thanks once again for all the dear support you have been showing, dear cricket friends and subscribers of Cricket Happenings. Your host Ram is taking leave now, but promising you this Cricket Happening show will be up tomorrow. Until then, it's goodbye on this Sunday. Thank you.